It's still recording even though you don't see it. Okay. All right, so the time is 6 o'clock and I call the May 11th meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we have approval of minutes.
I read them and you can make one little change and the rest I make a motion, we accept as written.
Accepting that one change, I second the motion.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to accept the minutes with a change. Is it a typo? Yeah, typo, a typo change. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, the minutes are approved. All right, next we have correspondence and announcements. First, May 13th. All right, May 13th at the Griswold Town Hall is a free COVID-19 vaccines for ages 18 and up, and it's Johnson & Johnson and Moderna. It's on the website. I've been talking to the head of the recreation director at Plainfield, who is Mark Simmons. He's the chair of our recreation commission here. And Plainfield's working on a grant that for regionalizing, and it's to have Valentine join their summer program. And the grant would provide transportation, so we're hoping that we get that, and that would put Valentine in with the grant funding for transportation for tourism.
And so was that, did you say that there would be summer camp?
Yeah, it's like a summer camp. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that would be awesome because we have such limited options here.
Yeah. So the deadline for this was like, I don't know, 2 weeks. So the application just went in and we just have to see what happens. So. I received a letter from residents Elaine and George Grandolfi from 197 Bennett Road, dated May 10th, addressed to Adam Burr, Superintendent of Schools, Kate Bonaparte, Chairperson, Board of Education, and Tracy Hansen, First Selectman, Town of Valentine. The subject is academic funding for foreign exchange students, Elba R. We wish to lend our strong support to Terry and Max Howell in their pursuit to bring to Valentine a foreign exchange student, Alba R. from Spain, and have Alba's academic tuition funded by the town. During the past several years, the Howells have committed countless hours to the arduous process of hosting a foreign exchange student, including but not limited to filing applications, undergoing interviews and assessments, submitting to background checks, and requesting references from friends, colleagues, and coworkers. In addition, and perhaps more important, the Hollowells have established a personal and familial relationship with Alba and her parents. Their communications via Facebook, FaceTime, etc., email, have been on a regular and frequent basis. They have achieved invaluable assurances for Alba's family that she will be hosted by a capable, reliable, and loving family. Further to assist Alba with her transition to new surroundings in Valentine, the Hollowells proactively introduced and connected Alba with local students. Accordingly, Alba has now made friends and students her own age here in Valentine, albeit via electronic communications, and is essentially already a part of the Hollowell and Valentine family. At the April 22nd, 2021 public hearing of the Board of Education, BOE, It was alarming that the DOE appeared reluctant to afford Alba the same benefits as other students in Valentine, namely high school tuition. Instead, it was suggested that the bus service, but not tuition, could be provided, which in our opinion is an insult to what we believe are the academic ethics, values, and principles of Valentine. Several Valentine residents spoke at the public hearing in support of the town funding the academic tuition for Alba, and we feel that the Board of Ed, an elected body, should heed the request of these electorate residents and unanimously approve tuition funding. The Hollowas have selected Norwich Free Academy, NFA, as their preferred high school for Alba. The NFA tuition for the 21-22 academic year is $13,375. However, we have learned that the superintendent took extraordinary and commendable action with NFA leadership, which resulted in a 50% tuition reduction for Alba. Thank you, Mr. Burrows. Accordingly, the remaining 50% tuition, $6,687.50, is an inconsequential fraction of the overall proposed 21-22 budget, Board of Ed budget of $6,785 and $6 million. I that wasn't right. That's not what our budget is. Sorry, can't read. $6,785,196. That's better. Which the Board of Ed would be capable of funding. We understand that Alba is an exchange student, a resident of Valentine for only 1 year. Nonetheless, Alba will indeed be a resident legally sanctioned by the United States Department of State under a J-1 visa to gain cultural and educational opportunities in the United States. As a resident who will be living with a Valentine taxpaying family, we deeply believe that Alba should be afforded the same benefits as all other residents of Valentine. As a community, we also deeply believe that Valentine should, with open arms, welcome the significant opportunity to instill our way of life in a young woman who is undoubtedly eager for a life experience that she will forever remember. Accordingly, we strongly urge the Valentine Board of Ed to approve funding the remaining 50% tuition for Alba to Norwich Free Academy for the 21-22 academic year. Respectfully submitted, Elaine Grandolphy and George Grandolphy. Next, we have the Valentine Recreation Commission. They're holding a cornhole tournament for adults, and the Youth Service Bureau is holding one for kids during our tricentennial on May 22nd, and there's applications at the town hall and at the library. We received a letter from Lisa Lowe, who is our small cities, does our small cities grant. She is retiring and won't be able to provide small cities services for us anymore, but the grant that she's working on is the one for the elderly housing, and she finished this time. So
Okay.
she's resigning. She's sending her letter back.
Who does she work for? Okay.
So she's resigning as the grant writer. She's been working on every stage of the Housing Authority grant. So it's been years.
There was 3 grants, $700,000 each
Yeah.
for each one of them, and she did all 3.
And she was like really good with all the paperwork and everything. It was amazing. So, the police report from Troopy and Montville, 5 accidents, this is for April, 5 accidents, 3 criminal investigations, 1 larceny, and 41 non-reportable matters. I thought I printed the resignation, but I didn't. But I remember what it said, so I'm just gonna say it from my brain. We received a resignation from the Recreation Committee from Tammy Van Lannon. So that's what we have on the agenda. It's been official that they can do it. So,
Do we have applicants?
yeah.
Okay, awesome.
That's all I have. If anyone else has any?
So on the COVID announcements, the Pfizer vaccine has now been approved for 12 to 15-year-olds. And as supplies become available over the next couple of weeks, CVS and all the usual suspects in the area that are providing vaccinations will be opening that up to 12 to 15-year-olds. So that is expanding. And 2 to 11-year-olds, that efficacy trial has commenced, and that's expected to complete by September. So 2 to 11-year-olds will be should be eligible for the vaccine right at the beginning of the next school year. So progress.
That's it. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Okay, so next we have board and committees. There's no reports. So we have new business discussion on the traffic on State Road 165 and 138. So
I make a motion that we move that agenda item to the after new business and give time for anyone who's wanted to come and talk about that.
okay. Is there a second?
Yes. So we'll just move that down.
Good. Yep. So the motion's been made and seconded to move that to the bottom of the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carrying none to the bottom. Okay. So next we have new business action, the appointment to the Recreation Commission. And I didn't grab that either. I know I printed it. It's James, and his last name Anderson?
And
Yeah, James Anderson. Would like to be appointed to the Recreation Commission.
I make a motion, we appoint him.
Second motion.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to appoint James Anderson to the Recreation Commission. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carrying none, he's been appointed. All right, so the budget for the fiscal year 21-22. We went over this last meeting. We still don't know what the state's gonna do for their budget. I was in a meeting, a CCM meeting today. There's been questions with the ECS funding because the governor put a pause on the cuts and the Appropriations Commission put the cuts back in. This budget is with the cuts in. So I feel that I don't think they can cut any more money than the ECS funding. So I'm comfortable with that. And in the meeting today, Kathy Ostin, who's the chair of the Appropriations Commission, she said that it's the legislators that make the budget, not the governor. So that the numbers that the Appropriation Committee has is the ones that we should be looking at, not the governor. So we have the cuts in there, and that's what they recommended. So this, as I went over last week, this has the cost of living increase of 2.5, and the places where it was up was workers' comp, public works. There's a lot of equipment and tools that needed to be replaced, and it's been underfunded for a long time. So, we still have the budget hearing, and there's the working budget until it's passed at the town meeting. So it's movable.
How much we get for LoSiP this year, do you know?
same as last year, like 20,000. I don't know the exact number, but same as last year.
No, that's fine, it's just that, I think we could use that for tree cutting, can't we? I think that,
Think so?
I think they added that, but I'm not sure.
yeah,
I know they were
pretty sure
talking
They
added-
were
about
talking about it, I don't know if they did or not, we can double check on that.
just that, just when it comes time,
Yeah.
again, trees, there's just too many of them. that gotta
Yeah,
go.
we can't even tell which ones are gonna fall now, because the
Yeah.
past couple of trees that fell weren't even on our dead tree list.
Nope.
They were still live trees.
But you gotta keep working on the dead ones, and they gotta go eventually.
Yeah.
24, 632 maybe, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Doesn't make any difference how much, just that we like to, be able to put that forward the tree cutting.
So I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything that you think we need to add to, take away, or if we just want to approve this one as presented, to go to the budget hearing. The Board of Ed voting on theirs, on Thursday. Because they had their public hearing last week or the week
Yeah.
before. So
Yes.
they're ready to do their final go through and approve it.
But that's what we're working from on this right now is their proposed budget
Yeah, this is just their proposed budget.
of 6.785,
Uh,
196.
No change, they have no change in that proposed budget.
Yeah, no, we've talked through this. I don't have any other questions, do you?
Oh, good.
This is a mill rate decrease, 0.74.
Yeah, and that's depending on,
If everything comes through from the state
Yeah,
and,
right.
and the school budget, yeah. I make a motion that we approve this budget.
I second that.
okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to approve the 21-22 town revenue budget as submitted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none. This will go to the public.
I didn't print, but as I have up there is capital budget. So what that includes is, the backhoe is the big thing. What's the year on the backhoe? An old,
This one,
96.
yeah. They're,
no, it was after that, I only came in 98, and I'd say it was
Oh, you know what? I think
4 years, I think it was 2002 or so.
Yeah,
But it's shot. It's
Shot,
not
yeah.
set, there's no sense in dumping more money into that.
right.
they just spent a ton of money trying to get it fixed, and the very 2 hours later it's broken again. There's no point, you're putting bad money after bad.
Yeah.
So we have in here an estimate. I was hoping to have it today, but we don't have it. We have one estimate of 116,000. We're waiting for another estimate with Case, because Case, the other tractor we have is Case, and they're proposing that the backhoe we get and the attachments we already have would be interchangeable with the two. But we
Right.
don't have the price on that, so we're estimating 120.
And the case company, is the big tractor was a case that's mows on the side of the road and the loader, and they get the best, when they can call to complain about something,
They have good service.
they get the best
Yeah.
service from the case company. And it was like,
So they're having
See
two
how-
of them come to demonstrate so they can try both of them out.
yeah.
But we won't have that until Thursday. So I don't know if you want to approve the capital budget now or wait until you get that estimate.
We can approve this after we're having a meeting after the public hearing, right?
Is the capital budget going to be spoken about at the public hearing too?
I don't think we usually do.
We don't.
Yeah.
That's our long-term financial
Yeah.
planning for big ticket items, and that's
This
not our
will be
year-over-year.
approved at the town meeting.
Yeah.
This is what will be proposed. The revow,
Because we do the appropriations to the capital projects as a total.
You want to take that out of your designated fund?
Yeah,
Yep,
Yep.
that's the
You have-
capital project will come out of the undesignated fund.
So it's the scuba that we've done for the past 3 years for the fire department. The library roof, this is our second or third. We've put a little bit away for the last 5 years to pay for the new roof in the library. The revaluation, we have to start putting 10 away each year, pay for that, and the backup.
Want a motion to accept that? I make a motion to accept the
Good check.
appropriation for capital projects.
Right, so the public works line item may change, but that gets us
Not
close
that
enough.
higher, Yeah,
Yeah, that may be up or down a
Yeah.
couple of percent, but, it's not gonna be, a 300K.
Again, you got a lot of extra money in taxes, revenue, and then you got a big chunk when they sold a piece of land, right, 26,000 or so from, Act 490 where it's a penalty. I don't know, she sold one piece of land. Pam said that there was, on one of those acts, the way you get tree farm and that stuff,
Yeah.
if you sell it before a certain amount of time, they pay a penalty. And I think Pam had said that we got a $26,000 penalty this year
Yeah.
for
One of the properties.
Okay,
up near Skip across the river, across the, river,
across the pond?
yeah. Well, it's still the Patchogue River, so. it's,
Yes, yeah, it is the patch over. Okay, well, first, let's finish that motion. So I will
Right.
second the motion for approving the capital budget, as we just reviewed.
okay. So motion's been made and seconded to approve the capital budget. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carrying none, it's approved to, go back to the county pending, the, line item for public. Okay. Next, we have the notice of the public hearing and we also have the notice for the, Memorial Day parade. So first, the public hearing notice. Or the budget meeting. Town of Valentine, notice of budget meeting. Notice is hereby given that an informational budget hearing for the town of Valentine fiscal year 21-22 budget will be held on May 18th, 2021 at 6:30 PM at the Valentine Town Hall. This meeting will be held via Zoom and live streamed on the YouTube channel, which is Town of Valentine Government. More information will be posted on the town website, www.valentine.gov. So the meeting will be, it'll be like we did.
It'll be a hybrid town meeting like we did last
It'll be
time.
like the public hearing, like the last public hearing we did.
Yeah.
Where people can, we encourage people to join via Zoom, so there'll be Zoom access, and then those that choose to come here. And, we haven't had a high impact in the past, it's not anything to vote on, it's just questions and answers about the budget, and all the budget information will be posted online.
What is our, and we're gonna have that here, right?
Yes,
What is our occupancy limit? Because if more people show up, we have to cancel the meeting.
right,
So I just want to make sure we're thinking about that too.
We're talking the school was.
we always do the we always do the budget hearing here, we always do it here.
Yes, or the
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Right, budget discussion. This is not to
All
vote
right.
on
This
it.
is not the vote, this is just the hearing, and we always do the hearing with a meeting to follow usually.
Okay,
We've never had a problem with the
Yep.
minutes. So this isn't the budget to vote on it, this is just the informational meeting.
Okay.
And people can come on during Zoom and ask questions, and they can email questions, they can do anything, and the budget will be there to review starting tomorrow. So do we have to approve the notice? No, okay. So then there's a notice of the Memorial Day parade.
well, we don't have it on the agenda, so I make a motion that we add the notice for the Memorial Day Parade to the agenda
Okay.
after the public hearing notice.
I'll second that.
Okay. The motion's been made and seconded to read the Memorial Day parade notice. All in favor? Opposed? Hearing none. All right, here's the Memorial Day parade notice. The Memorial Day parade for the town of Valentine. The town of Valentine Memorial Day Parade parade is scheduled for Monday, May 31st, 2021. The parade will begin at 2 p.m. at Robin Cemetery on Route 138 and continue down Route 138 to the town green. Pretty exciting.
Exactly.
Oh, and just to remind the tricentennial, like, not this weekend, but next weekend.
In 11 days
Yeah.
is the tricentennial.
So that's our big birthday party with fireworks and fun stuff. So,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
no, I think that's the end of the meeting.
Nope, nope, we moved new
Oh,
business
yeah,
discussion
yeah.
of traffic on State Road 165, 138.
Yep, the new business traffic on State Road. So, there was a car accident a couple of weekends ago, at the intersection of 165 and Rockville Road, which is 138. There's been a lot of car accidents there over the years. I've reached, and as well as other place spots up 165. I have reached out, as I know other selectmen before me have, to the DOT to see what can be done at that intersection and other intersections too. And haven't really gotten anywhere with that. I've asked about looking to put a red light in, and I've gotten a response that they don't put red lights in to slow traffic down, and it's a speed problem. So
165 is a speed problem.
Yeah.
You have a nice straight line just before that.
that's what they said.
I go through that intersection a lot and plenty of times because I know it's a bad intersection. People pull right out in front of you. People do not pay attention, and that
Well, and it's hard too, because at least twice a day, if you hit that intersection at the right
you
time,
can't see
you
anything
can't see
either.
anything because
Yeah.
the sun is in its total blind spot. And I've had that happen to me before too.
Yeah.
So I reached out to the DOT and didn't get anything. So I reached out to Senator Summers and Representative Lemieux, and they have been talking to people at the DOT, and Senator Summers is trying to get together a meeting with me, her, Representative Lemieux, and people or someone from the DOT. So that's where I am with that right now. So I had, like, probably a year ago or a month ago, sent DOT a request to review the plans that they had for Pawtucket Turnpike, because there's always accidents there too. And I was digging in the office or something, and I found plans from the DOT to redo that section. And somehow it had been denied to do. So I reached out to the DOT to see if we could revisit that plan, asking, and this was after there was a big accident down there. There's always accidents in front of town. And they were supposed to review it and get back to me, and I hadn't heard anything. The DOT was like, where things get going, never come back. So,
Black hole.
yes.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I'll give an update.
What you can do, I don't know what the answer is up there.
It's a state road. We don't have the authority to do
No.
anything on that road, so we're at the mercy of the state.
And I've asked before for further down the road, like closer to the Rhode Island border where the bridge is, where Beachview comes out. I've asked for them to put signs or something up there, because pulling out of Beachview is,
You can't see that far. We improved that sight line a lot years ago.
yeah, just recently too, not that long ago. And their suggestion was for the town to pay for a speed sign, for the town to pay for a speed sign to put on the state road, saying that it would slow people down.
Any sign you put out there, they had said it before,
I don't even know where they would put it. There's like not really even a side of the road there.
you'd have to put it just over the Rhode Island border, because it's, like you say, they're going up that hill, they take that corner. But after a while, a sign becomes just part of the scenery.
And you can't
For
see it at
people who are
the
traveling all the time. I mean, the sign for the school up here, people just don't pay attention to it after a while.
Yeah.
It's, again, everybody's in a rush and nobody cares about anybody else. That's the worst thing, it just gets worse.
That's where that is right now. Other than that is the end of the meeting.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Was there a second thing you wanted to put out there?
The Memorial Day Parade, we did that, and then we moved that down, so we'll keep a note.